Hamlin Athletic Hall of Fame, Mark Stevenson. Mark graduated from Hamlin in 1990. Mark led Hamlin to the first state football championship in school history, winning the 1989 11B title. He completed 8 of 9 passes for over 200 yards as quarterback in the game, earning the Most Valuable Back award as well as the Joe Robbins Most Valuable Player award. Mark also earned All-State honors as well as being named to the Argus Leader Elite 45 football team. Mark was also a leader on the state basketball consolation team in 1990. He earned all tournament team honors at the state tournament and was named to the South Dakota All-State basketball team that year. Mark was selected to play in both the basketball and football South Dakota All-Star games as a senior. He finished his career in the top 5 all-time at Hamlin in basketball history in many categories, including scoring and rebounding. After high school, Mark played football at SDSU from 1990 to 1994 as a Jackrabbit here in the Academic All-Conference and honorable mention in the North Central Conference in 1994. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Stevenson.
Hamlin, very deserving, played on many great teams. There was a lot of talk for many years of getting it established, but I have to give Todd and Travis Wadsworth credit for getting it established last year, up and running. It's a great thing, and it will continue to be a great thing for our community and our school. I'd also like to congratulate the other inductees tonight, Gary, Brad, Kim, the girls basketball team. Great honor. I had the privilege of going to school with several of the individuals, watching others play. They're all about what Hamlin has been since it was created. I want to talk about a few things tonight. I'm trying to keep it short. My family has given me some crap before saying I need to keep to 5 minutes. I said I could talk about my family for 5 minutes just alone. So. But basically, I just want to share with you some of the experiences I had at Hamlin. A lot of like Gary and Brad. I remember watching Gary play as a young kid at Hamlin. Those teams, those coaches they had, that's what instilled the foundation, along with my family's impact on me to become part of the history and tradition here at Hamlin. I knew following Brad, he'd have some good stories. My stories might not be as great, but I've spent a lot of years, over the years, listening to Brad's stories, so I'm glad you were able to share those with us tonight, and appreciate it. So basically, the message that I kind of wanted to share is I want to talk about other people. I really am not comfortable talking about myself or any accomplishments that I may have been a part of. It was mostly team. That's what was always instilled in me from the beginning of time with my family, through my parents. But really, it's about the teams, the teammates, the community, the coaches, and my family. And that's really what I think the key to so many people's success, but certainly my experiences, I was able to enjoy some successes through those means. But when I talk about teammates and teams, there was a great tradition before I got to Hamlin, and kind of like Brad, we've run the gamut with my family, starting through Hamlin when Hamlin was first established, saw the success and tradition that was built there, and then up until the time that I came through and had a chance to play and participate here, and then also now being fortunate enough to be a part of the community and seeing my kids, Brad's kids, other kids that are continuing that tradition. Individuals that are here tonight, from when I played, Jim Coisty, Shane Wilbur, college teammate of mine, Owen Callsworth, is here tonight. There's others, Champ Dewey's in the crowd. Those are people, along with my brother, that we had great teams and we had great experiences, but those friendships and those experiences that we were a part of in our time playing here have endured beyond that. Still to this day, we talk about the games that we played, we talk about the accomplishments, the struggles, just all of that. And that's the wonderful thing about sports and being a part of the Hamlin community here over the it's still continuing on. It's great to see. Some of the other teammates that I had that came before me that I played with, just starting out here at Hamlin, was Brooks Nome, Brian Nome. They were with Tim. Then Shane's class was a year ahead of me. Shane, Jeff Thuey, Joe Lackness, David Thuey, Eddie Christopherson, guys like that. And then my own class with Sean, Kelly Howell, Ron Holiday, Scott Sauter, some of those guys. And then in the class behind me, my brother Matt, Keith Weissman, Ryan Squires, Mike Attila, and then through Chad's class, Chad, Paul Rowe, Luke Crowley. Those guys, I spent a ton of time growing up with those guys. They were the best of times. I don't want to call it work. We put in a lot of effort, and we enjoyed that. It was never work to any of us, and that was the beauty of it. The thing that I hated the most, or I disliked, you always kind of want to be a winner, but sometimes it motivates you more to not lose. And unfortunately, you're going to have setbacks along the way. And I learned so much from that coming through Hamlin, especially in my early years. I mean, I remember seeing my siblings and some of their careers, short of their goals, either making a state tournament or winning a state championship. A lot of my friends, I saw them come up short, and I just like that, the way seasons end at the end of the day. And I learned so much of that with those teams and teammates that has continued with me through the rest of my lifetime. I had to come to a peace with that at some point as I was nearing the end of my career at Hamlin, because I felt so disappointed with the coaches, the time they put in, and those other teammates, and seeing that at the end of the year, it can be gut-wrenching to see their playing days come to an end. And I did not want to experience that, even though I had experienced it in some heartbreaking losses. In basketball, in the region finals, 2 years in a row, last second shots come up short. In football, we were in the semifinals, it seemed like for 6-7 years, ever since Gary was a junior and played in the state championship game and came up short. And I always tried to put a lot of thought into that on how could we change that and how could we get over the hump. And there were a lot of things that came to be a part of that I needed to come to peace with. And it really was preparation, doing everything that I could. We won our first state championship in football. And in basketball, we had a very successful season. Made to the state tournament, won the consolation championship. So I was able to end my career at Hamlin without having to go through some of those heartbreaking losses. And that set me up for the rest of my career and playing days going forward in college, and then also in life, is to be able to just prepare and do all you can leading up to whatever event or activity is, and then be able to go out there with peace of mind and give it your all, and then whatever happens, happens. And I've shared that with the kids through their time coming through, and I share that with myself still to this day when I sit in the stands and watch them. Because I have faith that the coaches that are here at Hamlin, the programs that are here, the kids that they're playing with, those guys have all taken care of that. I can just sit back and be a fan, just have peace with whatever the outcome is at the end of the day. And that's all that I ask for myself, and that's all I've asked for the kids, is just to have the opportunity to be as successful as you can be and attain your goals. So I really thank my teammates and teams that were a part of that process and life lesson that I learned. Second group of people I'd really like to thank and recognize and talk about tonight is my coaches. The same coaches that Gary had, that Brad had, Coach Lickness, Coach Carney, and their assistant coaches, and all of the coaches that we had coming up. A lot of you guys are here tonight. I'm thankful for everything that you did. Larry Goebel, Daryl Porter in junior high, in high school, the coaching staff, with Coach Lickness, Coach Gilbertson, Steve Gilbertson, Bob Gills here tonight was an assistant coach. Doug Strandy was a part of some of those staffs. All those guys were great people to play for and learn the game, and they all wanted us to do so well, prepared us to do our best. I didn't know what it was like, kind of back to what Brad is saying, playing in Hamlin, we were always over-prepared. We were always overachieving. I don't remember going to a game where I felt like we weren't prepared or that I didn't expect to win. Obviously, we didn't win all the games, but we won our fair share of them. But at Hamlin, that was just the way it was. I didn't know how to be just average or maybe come up short because you weren't prepared, you weren't ready to play. We overachieved all the time. And that's a great testament to the coaches that we had. The other in junior high, another guy, Larry Apple, was a part of that staff too. It was great to play for those guys because they got along so well that it made playing the game easy and fun. But when it comes to head coaches, Coach Lickness at the time, I mean, that guy, he's the most optimistic person that the practice we weren't putting in hard work. We were putting in great effort. There's a difference between putting in great effort and actually going through work. Work is something that you put up with and you get through. Having an effort, that's what you bring in some of your own individual enthusiasm and personality to do and to achieve whatever goal that you're working for. He was great about setting that precedent then. I share that with youth teams that I've coached. Just at the end of the day, if you can give a great effort and have a great attitude, you're going to do just fine. The other thing about Coach Lickness is that he was just so innovative. He was 20, 30 years ahead of his time. I mean, it's kind of funny. I was sitting down watching this fall's high school state championship team game with my sons. After that game got done, we watched it, it was recorded. We put on the game when we won our first state championship. And I told my boys this, that we were doing things back in the 1990s that teams do now in college and pros. We run the read pass option, put the quarterback on the perimeter, throw it, doing all those things. Arnold Nichols was doing that stuff back in 1990. He's just always ahead of his time. And to be able to play for guys like that, it's hard not to be successful because they were always putting you in a position to be successful. Along with his entire staff that we worked with as well. A bunch of Hall of Famers in that group. Wayne Carney, another Hall of Famer. He just instilled that practice was going to be conducted in such a way that if you could make it through his practices, the game would be easy for you. And 100% right. We were so prepared. We would drill stuff. We knew where we needed to go, what we needed to do, and what we needed to accomplish to be successful. And when it came to the games, it was a piece of cake because we had been put through the ringer in practice all the time. And that continued through with me, even in the college, playing for Coach Lickness and Coach Carney in college. It was nothing. It was the same thing. Those guys were just as good as any coach I had at the college collegiate level. And it was fun to play for. Coach Carney also brought about accountability and discipline and focus in the mental part of the game, which really helped later in life, not only in college athletics, but in just raising a family and moving forward in life in your career. So really, I thank you guys as coaches that are here, and those guys that I mentioned, because they are, again, main reason why people like me and other inductees have been able to accomplish the things that we've accomplished.